Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here for another M15 Swiss draft. I think I'm almost positive if this was like a PTQ, I would just slam the triplicate spirits, but this is a Swiss draft, and Chandra Pyromaster is currently worth, I want to say 5, 6 tickets or something like that. So it pays for a significant portion of this draft. But otherwise, yeah, triplicate spirits. Quickly proven itself to be a extremely strong, if not the strongest card in the format. But we're going to take the Planeswalker because it's probably a more fun card to mess around with, and it's worth tickets. Anything else in here of note? Zathard Slyblade, pretty good. Titanic Growth, Torch Fiend. Nothing too crazy. All right. Follow-up pick. Well, we've got a Paragon of Gathering Mists. Very good for a blue deck. Generator Servant. Pretty good. In red, Netcaster Spider. Of course, very strong card. I think I like the Lord the most. The red cards in here aren't blowing my mind. But I always like, this whole cycle of Lords is good. So I think I'm just going to take the Paragon. See how that pans out for us. Nothing else super nuts in here beyond that. Netcaster Spider, arguably better than a Paragon maybe, but I don't know. It's early enough where I can make this blue Paragon work, so let's take it. Alright, so choices now. We have Chief Engineer, Peel from Reality, Child of Night, Aeronaut Tinkerer, Curse Spirit. Actually, pretty decent cards all around in here. Nothing super good for red. So choices are really a Curse Spirit, which has good evasion. Child of Night, which has lifelink. Peel from Reality, which is decent removal. Good synergies with Enter the Battlefield abilities. Aeronaut Tinkerer pairs well with artifacts, of course. I think we're really just looking at the... I think I'm going to go with the Peel from Reality, just because I've got the Lord already, but we'll see. Maybe the Tinkerer would be better, but we'll find out. Alright, well, there's a Covenant of Blood, which is solid removal. Red Paragon, Siege Worm, Raise the Alarm. Trying to sort out what I want the most. Obviously, I want to play Chandra. Pretty weak first 3 packs for red. So I could just take the Paragon, because maybe it's just, maybe it was just red light packs. Otherwise, I imagine the best card in this pack is the Siege Worm, probably, which is fine to take, but I think I'm going to go with the red Paragon, get another Lord, because, I mean, I'd like to make Chandra work. Chandra is good. And there's nothing else nuts. I mean, Raise the Alarm is good, but at this point, I'm kind of thinking we're not going to do the white. We passed the triplicate spirits, so that's probably not an option. I think here we're going to take the Enforcer. Pairs well with our Paragon, so makes sense. Crowd's Favor, decent as well. Aeronaut Tinker, pretty good. Let's take the Enforcer. Clint Eastwood, the Enforcer. Okay, so could take the Hammer Hand, which is fine if you're aggressive usually, or if you have Brood Keeper. Otherwise, another Peel from Reality. I mean, currently the problem with Peel from Reality is we just have some expensive creatures, which makes it more difficult to play. But I do like Peel from Reality, so I think I'm going to take it and just hope to get some more cheap creatures. We're early enough where that shouldn't be a huge issue. That's a very late Elvish Mystic. Very late. I think it's early enough where I can still go into green. I mean, I know I just did green-red, but I really don't know what to say. If I'm getting a 7th pick, Elvish Mystic, that to me is a sign that I'm supposed to be in green. Alright, well, there is Tyrant's Machine, Undergrowth Scavenger, Divination. Not much for green in this pack. Could just take the Divination. Maybe try and stick with the red, blue. I was just sort of taking the Mystic because it's such a good card, and if green was open, I could move into it, but honestly, we're not passing much of anything out of that pack, so it's kind of a moot point. Okay, couple decent green cards in here. Nothing amazing, though. I think we can take the Research Assistant and be fine. These guys are good in this format. There's just so many good X1s. I've been saying it the last couple drafts, and as I've drafted now, I mean, what am I up to, like 23 or something ridiculous like that? I think it's something I've noticed is just 2 and 3 drops are kind of the domination of the format. There's just so many value ones that you really want to sort of get in that direction, get in that groove, just having tons of 2 and 3 drops. I'd still like to make the red-blue thing work, I guess. Here I'll just take a rare, I guess. Ornithopter, I mean, I did just get beat by the Ensoul Artifact deck, and otherwise it's Circle of Flame, which is actually pretty good in this format, against certain decks in particular. I'm only playing Ornithopter, really, I think, if I get Ensoul Artifact, but whatever. We'll see. We shall see. I'll take a Statute of Denial here. Not amazing. Ooh, I think we're going to take the Brawler's Plate over the Military Intelligence. Not that Intelligence is bad, but I think just Brawler's Plate's actually very surprised to see that late, because I think it's very good. But, alright, so green's not happening. I think it was just a fluke. Somehow that pack was deep enough to get a 7th pick Elvish Mystic, which is surprising, but I think a red-blue path should end up okay. We have a couple Lords already. So let's see if we can keep some momentum going on this. Crowd's Favor is a good trick. Kind of feeling the Frostlinks because nice, cheap creature. Excellent with the Peel from Realities. Covenant of Blood, obviously very good in here. But Frostlinks, I think, is going to get the go-ahead on pick number 1. Alright, follow-up pick. I think it's pretty easy. Inferno Fist. Really love this card a lot. Otherwise, 3rd Peel from Reality. I guess you can't have too many more than 2 since they actually do have a requirement to play them. Gargoyle Sentinel would be fine in this deck as well, but yeah, snatch up the old Inferno Fist. Guess Inferno Fist and Brawler's Plate aren't terrible with Ornithopter, so that is a thing. Alright, Broodkeeper, I think it's early enough. We already have an Inferno Fist. I haven't made the Broodkeeper deck yet. It's not exactly a deck. It's just you get higher value from playing cards like Hammerhand, which tend to go late. Although I did pass one earlier for something, but that's okay. Hopefully I can see another one. Just tons of Covenants of Blood. Very concerning, but we're going to take the Broodkeeper. Even though it's another 4-drop, I imagine we're not main decking the Statute. And then we can hopefully find some auras to really maximize that Broodkeeper value. Alright, here I think I'm going to take the Rummaging Goblin. Not an amazing card, but it's a 3-drop, helps filter. Founder Street Denizen's not really interesting me. Decent cards in Constricting Sliver here. I don't think I want a 3rd Peel from Reality. It seems excessive, so let's go with the Rummaging Goblin. Alright, well, here's our aura for Broodkeeper. And we're passing Blastfire Bolt, which I would have played as well, but yeah. Hammerhand it is. Alright, hey, here's some actual cards we can play. So Kaboomus is a 2-drop, which makes it slightly more attractive option than the Scrapyard Mongrel. That being said, I mean, we do have the Brawler's Plate and the Ornithopter for the Mongrel, but I wouldn't play Ornithopter just to turn on a Scrapyard Mongrel. And we have enough 4-drops already, kind of, so I'm going to go with the Kaboomist. It's a rare that I've had like mixed results with it. It's pretty good with Hammerhand. Get it out of its own range, so then it just spits out mines every turn, which is pretty good. Phyrexian Revoker is actually a pretty playable card, especially if you know your opponent's got stuff in his deck. And it blocks a Cursed Spirit as well as Krenko's Enforcer. I seem to say that every time I run across an artifact creature. You guys probably get the point by now, but just in case you don't, that is why artifact creatures are kind of better in this format than they would be in others, because there's quite a few Intimidators that have 2 toughness. Hot Soup in here as well, and also Void Snare, but I think I am actually going to go with the Revoker on this one over the Void Snare, believe it or not. Frenzied Goblin is quite good. Encrust is good. I mean, technically you could put it on a Broodkeeper to spit out a little dragon, but I think we got to go Frenzied Goblin. It's a cheap creature. One I'm a pretty big fan of for any style of deck. Alright, here's a pretty easy Crowd's Favor. I think at this point we're in need of some nice combat tricks, so let's go ahead and pick that one up. I guess we can take the Foundry Street Denizen. I don't think I'm going to play it, but I'll take it. Lava Axe, sure. Not amazing, but whatever. Another Denizen. So, I guess we can hate the Naturalize, maybe. Alright, so this is 21 cards, only 12 creatures so far, but we have another pack remaining. If I could see maybe another Paragon or 2 even, the Foundry Streets might be quite a bit better. But so far this deck needs some action in it. This deck needs something more spicy. It's not spicy enough yet. Chandra's not doing it for me. So I'd like another Aura or 2. Currently we're only rocking the Hammerhand and Inferno Fist, and we only have 1 Broodkeeper, which kind of sucks. So I'd like to get some more. Jeez, Sliver Hive Lord, huh? Pretty good. Let's see what else is in here. We've got the Borderland Marauder. We do have the Ensoul Artifact, so we can turn a Brawler's Plate into a 5/5. We can turn the Ornithopter into a 5/5. I think I kind of gotta marry a deck here. Do I want to go for the Broodkeeper? Do I want to go for the Ensoul Artifact? Because I think I'd rather marry the Broodkeeper, which means I want to take the Borderland Marauder here instead of the Ensoul Artifact. I don't want a deck that's doing double duty, like, oh, if I play an artifact, I can cast an Ensoul Artifact on it, or, oh, if I play my Broodkeeper, I'll cast an Aura on it. I think you really want to focus on one or the other. I don't want to mix it up, I don't think. I mean, Revoker and Brawler's Plate are fine as 5/5s as well, I suppose. But I think I'm just going to take the Marauder. I like the 2-drop decks in this format a lot. There's a Lightning Strike, jeez. Got to take that over the Torch Fiend and the Void Snare, but that's pretty satisfying. Okay. Alright, so now we've got, geez, another Ensoul Artifact, huh? There's also Forge Devil and Goblin Rough Rider. I like the Forge Devil a lot in this format. I'm a huge fan. What are the weakest cards I'm rocking right now? Oh, let's get rid of the Denizens. Much rather play the Forge Devil, I think. And we do need creatures, so this makes sense. These guys are just better. Like I said, there's so many X1s in this format. Everybody's rocking their little Oresco Swiftclaws and Welkin Turns. So it's just nice to have a 1-mana out that you can also equip with a Brawler's Plate, slap a Hammerhand on it, slap an Inferno Fist on it, convoke creatures out with it. Very useful in this format. Okay, now I think we're going to take the Rough Rider, just up our creature count some more. And I actually like the Rough Rider. He's not amazing, but he's fine. Sacred Armory I think would actually be okay as well, but currently on the hunt for some more creatures. Alright, Bloodseeker's a great 2-drop, but we've got the Master of Predicaments here, so I think I gotta take it. So we'll take that dude. 5 mana, 4/4 flying, tough to argue with that. even with the Bloodseeker, which I would happily take as well. So what are we cutting for the Master of Predicaments? Probably the Divination, because I've got the Rummaging Goblin, which they do similar things. But I need more creatures currently, so that's kind of why I'm going to that end. Crowd's Favor's fine. You do have a Brood Keeper, so I guess technically Crucible could do something, but that's way too cute. So let's just take the Crowd's Favor. Alright, here we can pretty easily take a Generator Servant over the Hot Soup. What are we cutting? I need to make more cuts. I guess Research Assistant and Rummaging Goblin do pretty similar things as well. I barely ended up with any blue. I guess that's the big issue. So maybe the Paragon is kind of useless. Literally only have 3 other creatures it actually interacts with, so I guess that can get the axe. Maybe this is a 16 land deck. I seem to be pretty much on the low end of a curve. Military Intelligence is usually fine, but I think I'm actually going to take another Assistant. This is really making me want to just play 16 lands, I think. Our curve is very, very low. Lots of 1-drops. Top out at 5 with 2 spells, and I might be able to change that. So, alright, let's take a second Assistant. Here, I think we'll hate the Titanic Growth. It can be an annoying trick. Table the Torch Fiend, so that's good news. More 2-drops is good. Alright, so at this point I think we're just pretty dedicated beatdown deck, so I think I'm going to cut the Rummaging Goblin. And I may go for the Foundry Street Denizens and cut the Research Assistants. I may just try and back out a blue as much as I can. It actually doesn't seem that difficult anymore. I could probably even make this mono red at this point, which in that deck I guess the Foundry Street Denizens are a little more playable, even though I don't like them most of the time. None of these cards matter. I guess if you have all the 1-drops, Act on Impulse might actually be a playable card, but I'm not convinced yet. Guess we'll hate that. Okay, and alright, so I guess we're a bit short on removal. Double Crowd's Favor, Forge Devil, Inferno Fist, Lightning Strike. Yeah. Maybe we keep the blue around just because Master of Predicaments is one of our few bomby spells, but I don't have enough creatures to replace the blue ones with, so I do have to actually keep blue in this deck, but I'm still not digging the Paragon as just boosting 4 other creatures, and more likely just 3 other creatures, so that seems unnecessary. Why don't we split up creatures from spells and we'll get a better idea of what we're looking at. I may not have space for the Lava Axe. Certainly not a bad spell, but we could, if we can lower the curve a little bit, I'd like that. So something like this, 15 creatures. This seems fine. A little bit more removal light than I like, but we've got some decent finishers. Master Predicaments is certainly a good one. Brood Keeper, currently we've got the Hammerhand and Inferno Fist for it, which admittedly is not a lot, but we only have one of them, her anyway, so it's not a huge deal. I think this is likely a 16 land deck. We are pretty low on anything more than 3 mana, so it seems reasonable to try and get away with 16 lands here. Well, we'll see how my opponents guess, I guess, if I ever get him out. I'm not, like, super impressed with this deck. I think it's okay. I don't think it's bad. I think it's just not that great. Wish it could be a bit better. Research assistants don't beat down particularly well, but I mean, I guess they wield an Inferno Fist okay. They do wear a Brawler's Plate pretty well, I guess. 3-5. I don't know. This deck's decent. I've had better. I've certainly had better. Sort by color, kind of take a look. Yep, obviously more red than blue. We don't have any fixing, I don't think. No. And I don't think I want to do the Foundry Street Denizens still. I could do them over the Research Assistants, honestly. That might actually pan out okay. If I cut the Research Assistants for the Foundry Street Denizens, I can probably do 10-6. I have 4 blue spells in the deck, but one's a double blue, which is a problem, but we look pretty beat down. I wish this deck was a little bit sexier, but I think this is actually a Foundry Street Denizen deck, as much as I hate that card. Just the sheer amount of red creatures we have compared to blue. And we've got the red Paragon. I think it just makes a little more sense. So we're going to try it like this. I've definitely had better decks, but this is playable. We've got the tricks to support it with the crowd's favor and such. So we'll try it out. Probably like a 6 out of 10, maybe a 5.5 out of 10, because I'm actually playing Foundry Streets, but I think we're just going to have to accept this as the build that's going to work. So let's do 10-6. Top out at 5 with 1 spell. Oh, let's... Yeah. Vast majority of spells are red. Only 2 spells in the deck require double red. So this should be fine. Yep. I'm going to run it like this. Definitely weird blue spells that I'm playing, but I just don't quite have enough red that I feel comfortable. Yeah, I mean... I wish Act on Impulse was a better card, so I could try and play it, but... With all these 1-drops, you'd think it'd be fine, but I'm not so confident. Alright, yep. Running it like this. We'll see how we do. I'll see you guys round 1. I brought in a Lava Axe for Appeal from Reality. Because I do feel like if I'm going to adjust it into this, then I better have the Lava Axe to finish the game, but... I'm debating whether I want to cut one of the Appeal from Realities or if I want to cut something else. I'm having a hard time figuring that out. I guess we're going to cut one of the Appeal from Realities. I don't know if that's right. But, yeah, we're about to go into round 1 here.